Okay, so I have gathered all of my Xbox 360 games and I'm going to go over those now. The Xbox 360 is my probably most played system, although recently the PS3 has kind of been making its way in and replacing it in a lot of regards, but I've played the Xbox 360 for years. It's probably one of my favorite consoles. I've never had any problems with it. And it's just the one I'm most familiar with, and one of the ones that I'll try and build things like my gamer score. I'll do the multiplayer on that system, so I have a wide variety of games for the Xbox 360. I'll just take the first one off my pile and I'll begin. This was actually a game I went and I bought today. Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. This just came out, I think, 5 days ago. I recently finished Dark Souls with my friend Roman, and he's a huge fan of Dark Souls and just wanted me, or didn't really want me, but was telling me about the second game, and I thought, you know, I really want to get the second game and play it with him and experience the Dark Souls experience once again. So I'm going to torture myself with this eventually. I'm pretty damn excited that I have this. So that's kind of one of my newer pieces that I've only recently purchased. I have Max Payne 3 and Metro 2033. These are two games that were actually being played by someone else that used to live with me because I'm just no good at them. Although they're both excellent games. Not knocking them, just saying they're not really for me. I'm not really too good at playing them, but I've kept them around. I have the Final Fantasy 13-2 Collector's Edition. I did a video about this way back in the day when I actually got it. I sort of did a little unboxing video for it. I also have the official guide for this game. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because I have already talked about it before, but this game has really amazing packaging. It really comes together quite nicely into a nice little package. It's got everything, artwork and whatnot, and it just makes for, again, something that is very nice to sort of look at. And people, you know, knock Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2 down a couple of pegs, but I actually like 13-2 more than I did 13. So yeah, I do have the collector's edition of this game, and I have my guide downstairs for it. I also have the BioShock Ultimate Rapture Edition. So this has the first and second BioShock games in it. Child of Eden, which I picked up at PAX last year, I do believe. Skate 3, which is something that we bought used at EV Games, I do believe. And this was a game that, again, someone in my house used to play. So I have it kicking around in case they come back for it. Not something that I would really play, though. I have El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, which, again, I bought from EB Games. You can see their nice little sticker on there. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Afro Samurai, which is actually pretty fun and pretty challenging. I have sort of worked on it on and off, but I've put it down quite a few times because it got quite frustrating for me. Anyways. Adventure Time, Explore the Dungeon Because I Don't Know. This was a really fun multiplayer game that I played last year with a friend. We pretty much played it right through to the end. Really fun to do co-op. Really fun sort of dungeon crawling co-op game. I have the original Dead Rising. I have Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. I have Dead Rising 2 as well. Record of Agarest War 0. My collection of these games is quite small. This is another game series with a lot of games in them, so I do want to get my hands on more of these to add to my collection because they're really fun. I have Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 4. And then I also have the original Saints Row. So across all the systems, I have all of the Saints Row games with the exception of the new Gat Out of Hell. I don't have that, but I have all the other ones. Grand Theft Auto 5, which last year I spent a very long, significant amount of time playing. A lot of fun. BioShock Infinite. And I have Fallout 3, and I also have Fallout New Vegas. Which again, two amazing, fantastic games. A lot of fun, put a lot of time into them. Very, very, very addicting. Death Smiles. I have Deadly Premonition, which was a Christmas gift. Last year, Roman got this for me for Christmas. Again, just because I hadn't played it, and it's something he thought I should play, and I think it's one of these games that everybody should play, just because it is just one of those types of games. So eventually I am going to sit down and play this, I promise. Your gift won't go to waste. Red Dead Redemption I have, which is probably my least favorite Rockstar title. I wasn't really into the whole Wild West theme myself, but I did give it a try, and if you do like Rockstar's other titles, then, you know, I think it's worth giving a play to. I have Dante's Inferno. Devil May Cry 4, which I picked up used, and I also have the Devil May Cry HD collection, so this has the first, second, and third game, and let me tell you, Devil May Cry is freaking hard. I think I got a little ways into the first one, and I said, oh my god, this is really hard. I finished the second game, and I got close to the final area of the third game before, you know, I moved on to something else, so I haven't actually finished that yet, but very hard, very, very challenging. Devil May Cry 4 and the other ones aren't as hard as the other ones, so that was a bit of a shock. I have Lollipop Chainsaw, which I've completed 100%. Really, really fun game. Really, really like it. I have Dead Island Riptide, and I also have the first Dead Island game as well. And I have Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil Revelations, the first Revelations game. I have Alan Wake, Tales of Vesperia, the only Tales game that was ever released on the Xbox 360. The rest of them are mostly on the PlayStation 3. There's one on the GameCube, one on the Wii, and a couple of handheld ones. So this is an exclusive, and this is a fantastic title as well. South Park, The Stick of Truth. I have Bully, which again, I finished this years ago. This is a 100% completed game. This was a lot of fun as well. Blue Dragon. This was my first ever 360 game. A lot of great memories associated with that game. Final Fantasy XIII. This was one of my first ever 100% completed games on a new gen console when they started to count things like achievements and trophies and gamer score. This was probably one of my first ones, if not my first one, so very, very proud of this because this was not an easy game to finish 100%, let me tell you. I have Fable 2 and Fable 3. Kingdoms of Amalur. I also have more Bethesda games. I've got Oblivion and I have Skyrim as well. Skyrim, which I completed on the Xbox with a lot of freezing involved. Resonance of Fate. Alice, The Madness Returns. Really, really fun platforming game. It's got a Tim Burton-esque feel. Really, really, really fun to play. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Silent Hill Homecoming, which of course I did a Let's Play of on the channel. And not my only Silent Hill game for the Xbox 360. In fact, I have two more here. I have Silent Hill Downpour, and I also have the Silent Hill HD collection, which has Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 remastered. And again, I own those games on the PS2 as well. I also have Dragon Age 2, which I played before I played the first Dragon Age, but I do have both, and I have played both games. My beloved Magna Carta 2, which I have completed 100% 2 or 3 times over. Again, one of my more played titles, was one of my first Let's Plays ever. Very, very fond memories of this game. Lost Odyssey, another classic. Star Ocean, The Last Hope. I have Infinite Undiscovery, which was the game that forever changed my gamer score because it made my gamer score uneven when it gave me an achievement that was worth 69 gamer score. So I played this game like 6 or 7 years ago and my gamer score has never been the same since. I will always remember that for like as long as I live. I have The Last Remnant. And then I have a couple of older games here from the original Xbox. I have Fable: The Last Chapters, which was my first ever Xbox game. My mom got it for me for either Christmas or my birthday. She got me the console, and she got me this game. And I also have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the Xbox, which was my first ever Grand Theft Auto game, which again, I played on the original Xbox. And then I also have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the Xbox. My last 2 games, going back to Xbox 360 just to finish things off, are my 2 Batman games. I have Batman Arkham City, and I also have Batman Arkham Asylum. So that's it for Xbox games. I have a couple of games lent out, and a couple of games I think I don't have on me right now. And I also have a lot of games on my Xbox Marketplace as well that I have in digital copy. So that's it. Those are all the games that I have in hard copy. I'm not going to go over, like I said, I'm not really going to go too extensively into games that I have on the PlayStation Network, any games I've bought on the Xbox Live Marketplace. And I'm not really going to go over my Steam library because my Steam library has 300 plus games on it. And it's not really worth listing them off. If you guys want to add me on Steam, feel free. That's a 100% sort of service that you can add me on. I don't normally add people on my Xbox or my PlayStation, but Steam, feel free. I do a lot of multiplayer games, and I like to play with you guys and things like that. So if you are interested in seeing my Steam library, you can do that. I will also put links to some of my various game tracking website profiles, such as True Achievements, PSN profiles, and ExoPhase. You can see any games that I'm currently playing, or you can kind of see how I'm doing in terms of gamer score and trophies, game completion, those types of things, if you're like me and that kind of thing interests you. And hopefully I'll do another one of these videos sometime sooner than later. Like I said, it's been quite a few years since I've done an updated video of all of my stuff that I have. So hopefully you guys enjoyed all of my games, and if you have any questions about where I bought a game, what I think of a game, if there's something you see that you'd really like me to do a Let's Play of, if you just want to talk about games, just leave it in the comments. I'd really like to see those. And yeah. Thanks guys, thanks for supporting me and watching my Let's Plays and everything else that you do. So I will see you guys hopefully in the future for another video.